How is Salat performed? Performing Salat is the second of 5 essential fundamentals of Islam. When a person has declared the kalimat ash-shahada, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu, that is, on the earth or in the sky, there is nothing nor anyone but Allahu Ta'ala who has the right to be worshipped and who is worthy of deifying, and Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam is Allahu Ta'ala's human creature and messenger. And they have embraced Islam. Performing Salat is fard, commanded upon them. Allahu Ta'ala orders any person that has attained Iman, belief in the essentials of Islam, to do this worship. In the Quran al-Karim, the 56th ayat of Surah Az-Zariyat purports, I created human beings and genies solely to worship me. Allahu Ta'ala orders so. The Salat is ordered by Allahu Ta'ala and is performed for His sake. Since the first human, who was also the first prophet, Hazrat Adam alayhi salam, Salat has always been performed up to now. For the communities of previous prophets, some of them have been ordered to perform Salat once in a day, and for some of them twice in a day. But for the community of our dear Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, in other words, us, performing Salat 5 times daily is fard. Our dear Prophet alayhi salam taught those who believed in him, that is, his companions, how to perform Salat by practicing it before them himself. As he practiced in all worships, Salat should also be performed as disclosed by our Prophet to his companions. He should study and learn these from the valuable books. The 5 times of Salat have designated durations. It is fard to know the duration and also to perform within that time. The 5 times of Salat are morning, noon, afternoon, evening, and night. One must make ablution, ritual washing for prayers and worships. One must know how to make ablution and the causes that break it. Taharat, purification from hadas, the state of being without abdest or ghusl, is the first fard of the Salat. When performing Salat, our clothing and the place of prayer should be clean, in other words, taharat from najasat. Substances which Islam prescribes as unclean is a fard. Males cover up in such a way that avrat parts, that is, intimate body parts of the body, are not distinguishable, and females, excluding face and hands, cover their whole body. This is called satri avrat. One must perform Salat on a plain cloth. Let us give the morning Salat with 2 rakats sunnah and 2 rakats fard as an example. One must face Qibla, the direction Muslims turn toward during worship. In other words, one must turn toward the direction of the Kaaba, the structure which Muslims pray toward, in the city of Makkah al-Mukarramah. The feet are parallel to each other at a width of 4 open fingers. We pass the intention through the heart, saying, I intend to perform the sunnah of today's morning prayer for the sake of Allahu Ta'ala. I have turned towards the Qibla. Hands are raised to the ears, with palms turned towards the Qibla. Tips of the thumbs lightly touch the earlobes, and takbir, Allahu Akbar, Allah Ta'ala is greatest, is said. While saying takbir of tahrima, The right hand clasps the left wrist, placed under the navel. Males surround the wrist with their thumbs and little finger, and the remaining fingers are placed over the left wrist. Females raise their hands up to their shoulders and place them over their chest. Right hand over the left hand, fingers closed. At Qiyamah, the eyes focus on the place of the sajda, prostrating. One must recite the SUBHANAKA prayer first, later the A'udhu and the Bismillah, and then the FATIHA Surah, respectively. After the FATIHA Surah, one must recite another surah such as ATINA, that is, Surah Al-Kawthar. After that, while reciting Allahu Akbar, bow forward for the ruku. Cover the knee caps with the hands. Males bow forward by 90 degrees, and their backs should be parallel to the ground. Females bend their knees slightly and bow forward a little. While standing, the eyes focus on the place of sajda. At ruku, the eyes focus on the feet. Say Subhana Rabbiyal Azim, purported as Glory to Allah Ta'ala the Greatest, minimum 3 times. While straightening up from the ruku, say Sami Allahu Liman Hamd, purported as Allah Ta'ala listens and responds to the one who praises him. When straightening up, stand exactly straight. Say Rabbana Lakal Hamd, purported as all praise be to Allah Ta'ala. Stand motionless briefly, then kneel down for the sajda, reciting Allahu Akbar. Bend the toes towards the Qibla. While kneeling down and moving back and forth for sajda, the feet must be kept in contact with the ground. Make sajda by placing the head between the hands while on the ground. Fingers should be closed. Palms must be placed on the ground. Elbows should not touch the ground. Males keep their elbows untouched to the ground, but females place them on the ground. Say, Subhana Rabbiyal A'la, purported as, Glory to Allah Ta'ala Most High, at least 3 times in the sajda. Afterwards, reciting Allahu Akbar, lay the top of the left foot flat on the ground with its toes pointing towards the right. The right foot should be in the tiptoe position with its toes pointing towards the Qibla. One sits on their thigh, places their palms on their knees, and leaves their fingers slightly open. Women sit by tawarruk, that is, they sit with their buttocks on the ground. Their thighs should be close to each other. Both feet should jut out from their right. They lay the top of the left foot on the ground and the inside of the right foot on the ground, with toes of both feet pointing towards the right. Reciting Allahu Akbar, repeat the sajda. Say Subhana Rabbiyal A'la at least 3 times in the sajda. After that, one stands up reciting Allahu Akbar. In the second rakat, one recites the Basmala and then the FATIHA Surah. After that, one recites a surah such as Qul Huwallahu Ahad, that is, Ikhlas Surah. One makes ruku and sajda again as described for the first rakat. One recites the prayers Atiyatu, Allahumma Salli, Allahumma Barik, and Rabbana Atina, respectively. If performing the last rakat of a salat, this sitting is called Qada al-Akhirah. When you finish reciting, you perform the salam first to the right, then to the left, saying, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. After the salam, you say the certain prayer, Allahumma anta salam wa minka salam, tabarakta ya zal jalali wal ikram. Thus, you accomplish a 2 rakat salat. TASBIHS. After completing the Salat, you recite 3 complete istighfars. That is, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah. May Allah Ta'ala forgive me. And then Ayatul Kursi. After that, one repeats Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, 33 times each. Prayer. Following the tasbihs, one recites La ilaha illallahu wahdahu la sharika lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. While making supplications, dua, men lift up their forearms straight at chest level. Arms are not bent at the elbow. Palms are opened. They are turned towards the sky. Since the Qibla for Salat is the Kaaba, and for the supplication, the sky. When making supplications, females keep their arms touching their body and hands at the chest level. In the supplications, one asks for good wishes. After that, one recites the ayat Subhana Rabbika. Then, gently rubs their hands on their face. Salat in JAMAA, congregation. If one of 2 people become imam, the one performs the Salat in JAMAA. In JAMAA, the person leading Salat is called imam. The imam must be a male. There are preconditions for being imam and a member of the JAMAA. These issues have been explained in detail in the Ilmahal books, for example, Ethics of Islam and Endless Bliss. The brothers, sisters, and spouses who want to perform Salat in JAMAA turn towards the Qibla, and they intend to follow the Imam in front of them. The Imam should recite Takbir loudly and recite the SURA for some of them loudly and the rest in a whisper. The members of the JAMAA follow him silently and perform Salat as they would silently do by themselves. After that, they make Salam together. There are 12 FARDS of a Salat. We can summarize as follows. Fard is an obligation clearly commanded by Allah Ta'ala. Unless the fards of a divine command are carried out, that worship cannot be sahih, that is sound and correct. It is fard to fulfill the following 12 preconditions. 7 of these fards are outside of the Salat, and 5 of them inside of the Salat. The fards outside of the Salat are called preconditions also. 1. Taharat, purification from hadas, state of being without abdest or ghusl. The performance of an ablution by a person who does not have an ablution, and performance of a ghusl by those who are junub, that is, religiously impure. 2. Taharat from najasat. People who are to perform Salat must purify their bodies, clothes, the places where they will perform Salat from najasat, that is, from the things that are declared to be religiously dirty. For example, blood, urine, alcohol. 3. Satri avrat. It is to cover avrat parts. To veil one's avrat, that is intimate body parts, is a commandment of Allah Ta'ala. Those body parts of mukallaf, that is, for those that is discreet and in puberty, which are haram, prohibited, for them to open and show to others and for others to look at during Salat or any time, are termed avrat parts. A man's avrat parts are between his navel and lower parts of his knees. As for a woman, all parts of her body, except for her face and hands, are her avrat parts. 4. Istiqbal Qibla. It is to perform a salat towards the Qibla. The Qibla of Muslims is where the space of the Kaaba is, which is in the city of Makkah al-Mukarramah. That is, that space from the earth to the Arsh is the Qibla. 5. RAKAT. It is to perform salat in due time. That is, to know that the prayer time has begun and to intend to perform the prescribed time's prayer. 6. Niyat. It is to make niyat, intention, by passing the thought through the heart when one is about to begin a salat. This must be done to show the intention to perform salat. It is not considered a niyat to only say it verbally. To make niyat for salat means to pass through the heart the salat's name, time, qibla, to wish to follow the imam when performing salat in JAMAA, to show the intention to perform salat. Niyat is made while saying the takbir of iftitah, the beginning. The niyat made after the takbir of iftitah is not sahih, it is not sound, and salat thereby performed is not acceptable. 7. Takbir of tahrima. It means saying Allahu Akbar when beginning salat. This takbir at the beginning of salat is called takbir al-iftitah. No other word to replace it is acceptable. The fards inside salat, its rukuns. There are 5 fards within a salat. Each of these 5 fards is called rukun. They are: 1. Qiyamah. It means standing when one is to start and perform salat. One who is too ill to stand performs salat sitting, and if he is too ill to sit, he lies down on his back and performs it with his head by moving, nodding, etc. his head. It is not permissible to make salat while sitting in a chair. 2. Qira'at means to recite verbally. It means properly and beautifully reciting a surah, a chapter of the Quran al-Karim, or an ayat, a verse of the Quran al-Karim. 3. Ruku. It means bowing and putting the hands on the knees after finishing the qira'at. In the ruku, one says, Subhana Rabbiyal Azim, at least 3 times. While straightening up from the ruku, one says, Sami'alahu liman hamida. When standing up after the ruku, one says, Rabbana lakal hamd. 4. Sajda. It means prostrating on the ground after the ruku. Sajda is prostrating on the ground 2 times successfully by putting hands, forehead, and nose on the ground. One says, Subhana Rabbiyal A'la 3 times in each sajda. 5. Qada al-akhirah. It means sitting in the last rakat as long as it would take to say the prayer Atiyatu. This is also called the last sitting position.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك وتبارك اسمك وتعالى جدك وجل ثناؤك ولا إله غيرك. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. التحيات لله والصلوات والطيبات. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. ربنا لك الحمد. سبحان ربي العظيم. سبحان ربي الأعلى. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام تباركت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. أستغفر الله العظيم الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه. سبحان الله. الحمد لله. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم.